It's time for another wrestling podcast.
All right, well, thanks for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen, on YouTube. Make sure you hit that subscribe button right over there and follow us, will you? But head on over to anotherwrestlingpodcast.com. You'll find all our shows and all that social media stuff. Like us, follow us, subscribe. But this weekend, we have a lot of shows going on, Angry Cooter. We got the United Kingdom Championship special happening on Friday. Jim Ross is going to be announcing with Nigel
Let's not
McGuinness.
even talk about this goddamn fucking card, Credo.
Well, why is that? What's happening?
All right, listen. From my understanding, this is a tape show, and we have Pete Dunne and Trent Seven battling to become the number one contender to face the UK champion at NXT Takeover. But they've been fucking advertising Pete Dunne versus Tyler Bate for NXT Chicago. So spoiler alert, you've already spoiled your own fucking show.
Oh, well, there you go. Honestly, at the end of the day...
Wait, I'm not done, goddammit. You don't even have enough talent on the UK card for it to all be a UK card. Rich Swann is on this card. Brian Kendrick is actually on this card. I thought this was supposed to be the United Kingdom show. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's kind of weird, because the title for it, too, is just the WWE United Kingdom the Championship Special. So they're not, I don't know if they're kind of like testing the water still, but yeah, that's kind of funny because it is featuring a lot of 205 Live guys, too, and it's like, well, is it just UK or is it 205? It's like they're just mixing it all together now because I don't think they even know what to do. But moving right along, I think if they already spoiled it, I guess we can just keep going now, can't we?
Well, I mean, would check out the Tyler Bate versus Mark Andrews, because Mark Andrews was that high flyer that really impressed the hell out of me during that tournament. But other than that, I mean, I see too much of Rich Swann now as it is, and I'd love to see the Pete Dunne versus Trent Seven match, but we already know who won, so what's the point?
There you go. For me, this whole UK thing, granted, I have a lot of things going on. Everybody's got a lot of things going on in life, but I can't connect to any of these UK guys yet because I barely see them. I don't watch UK wrestling, so I don't watch what they're doing overseas. That's just because time constraints, but I haven't connected to them because I just don't know them and I don't watch them all the time. And if you're only going to show them to me once every 3 months, I mean, you're still losing me on it. So hopefully, maybe they can figure out how to get the audience more involved and. I don't know. But either way, you have that special happening. But let's just go right into NXT Takeover Chicago. A lot of matches happening this weekend. Like you said, they're advertising the UK title match, Tyler Bate versus Pete Dunne. Without a show yet, without anything for Tyler Bate to do, I think he only had a title defense on NXT. Do you think this title is going to kind of move around like the Cruiserweight Championship, where they're just going to keep moving on to some UK guys, or what? Do you think Pete Dunne's going to get the championship for a little bit?
I think they might. I don't know. I mean, he's defended it twice on NXT. Once was against Trent Seven, and then he recently had that match against your favorite there, Jack Gallagher, which, by the way, was a great match. But like I said, when it happened, shows you how small Tyler Bate really is. He's literally not much bigger than that little Jack Gallagher. So I mean, these two had great chemistry in the finals of the tournament. They played this whole injury angle with Tyler Bate. What can a injury-free Tyler Bate do with a fresh Pete Dunne? I mean, this is going to be pretty interesting. But there's a lot of other matches on this card. I'm looking forward to the now triple threat match, the Asuka, Ruby Riott, and Nikki Cross match.
Yeah, and we had another injury that was involved with that too. That she had to sit out. What's her name? The little
Ember Moon. Somebody I could care less about. I'm not impressed with her, Credo. I'm not.
I thought they were kind of gonna give her the little rub of being the next women's champion to defeat her, but another injury. So she's out of it. Ruby Riott kind of came out of nowhere. She's making a name for herself. But I'll tell you what, man. If anything's gonna change, I would totally give it to Nikki Cross this weekend. I think.
Oh my boo!
She's got a good fan base going, so out of anything, I think that would be a nice change-up, if you will, because I'm sorry, but Asuka isn't really doing anything for the championship anymore. Too long of a reign does not help it at all. So I think they got to get this belt moving around on these women over there to build up some names, you know?
Yeah, it's time to spread the love, and it's time for somebody to dethrone the queen of NXT. I mean, even I'm getting bored of it. I love her to death, but I would love to see her with some competition that's on her level. I think it's time for her to go to the main roster. I mean, the matches that she could have with some of the women up there who, luckily for them, missed her when she first debuted, because as she was debuting in NXT, the likes of Charlotte, the likes of Becky Lynch, the likes of Sasha Banks were already up on the main roster, along with a few others. So, I mean, there's some fresh rivalries to be had for Asuka up on the main roster as well.
Yeah, and we don't know what's going to happen just yet. We're 2 days away from when we're doing this, but, you know, there's some breaking news happening right now that Tommaso Ciampa possibly injured at tonight's NXT house show. During his match against Sanity, Tommaso might have suffered a leg injury after a bad landing off the apron. The match was ruled a no contest, and Tommaso needed help backstage. You know, you never know in this day and age of wrestling, whether it's a work, whether it's not, whatever they're doing, but these are just reports we're getting in. So what will happen with this tag team title ladder match with the champions, the Authors of Pain versus DIY? Will it happen or won't it happen? I guess we're going to have to wait and see, but I don't know. The unstoppable Authors of Pain, could they keep their reign going?
Yeah, it must have been one of those flippity-flip sequences that Randy Orton was talking about on Twitter, Credo. Just saying. There
you go. Well, you know, at the end of the day, whatever happens with that, happens with that. But I'll tell you what, Hideo Itami needs to redeem himself really big. You know, the man came in almost like 3 years ago. I would say almost 2 years ago. It seems like forever ago.
I think another 40 some odd days it'll actually be 3 years. Here's the funny thing, Credo. The joke was going around in our group, www.facebook.com/ProWrestlingMarks. This discussion was being had, and the joke was made that, watch, Hideo Itami will beat Bobby Roode, raise the title over his head, and blow his shoulder out.
Oh. Oh, poor Hideo. You know, he was one of the last guys that they brought in to where they could have, you know, some of the guys coming in, they kind of kept their names, you know, and then poor Kenta.
It was Kenta, yeah. And they actually re-aired that package this week on NXT, where William Regal actually introduced him as Kenta, and the crowd went wild, and he basically due to who his idol was, this is what he wished to be called, and this is the name that he was going to use in WWE. So, but poor guy. He's got more time on the shelf.
I know, and you know, for me, it's almost like, well, maybe he could redeem himself. Maybe, you know, maybe Bobby Roode could lose this weekend. I mean, I think Bobby Roode's going to probably stick around for the better part of this year down in NXT. I don't see him moving up just yet, but I don't know. I definitely want to see them move and do something with Hideo. I feel so bad for him. I feel like just give him anything. Just give him something to at least redeem himself. But I don't know. I'm pulling for Hideo, but deep down inside me, I think I know that Bobby Roode's going to remain champion.
I think they should add a second tier title. I think they should have a television title for NXT. That's how you're going to build a, you know, the next up and coming star. If he has to defend that every week on NXT, I mean, what better way to reintroduce or to build a star? I just think that would be perfect for that show. That being said, that's the NXT Chicago card. Let's go to the alleged creme de la creme from the main roster, or the crap de la crap, as it looks like in my eyes. Jesus Christ, this card looks like shit.
I know, we're not even getting into too many. I know there's just some ones I definitely want to talk about, but I mean, you have the kickoff with Ty Dillinger versus Aiden English, Luke Harper versus Eric Rowan, Sami Zayn versus Baron Corbin. You know, this is almost starting to look like it's SmackDown again right now. There's nothing standing out at me as like, ooh, this is definitely a pay-per-view match, you know. And now we have Charlotte Flair, Naomi, and Becky Lynch versus Natalya, Tamina, and Carmella. Man, the Divas Revolution is turned into like, let's just throw them all on air at the same time revolution, because they don't know how to have like a feud without that women's championship. And it's like, okay, we're gonna see another 3-on-3 match. Why can't we just have a 1-on-1 match? Why do we need to have all the girls involved all the time? Like, I get it. I get that all the girls aren't on TV all the time, but at the same time, it's like the best of the best should make it on TV, and it's like, everybody gets a trophy for playing. It's one of those things, and I don't know. They need to figure something out with these women's divisions and just give them more airtime. Do something different instead of just having them always be on like 4-on-4, 5-on-5, 3 like just I just want to see 1-on-1 matches. Build it up.
It's crazy. It's been SmackDown has been fun to watch. It really has. So looking at the card, it looks pretty bad. I mean, this Luke Harper versus Eric Rowan is about as interesting to me as, the Goldust heel turn from Raw this week. I mean, that was, another hidden gem of the week, ladies and gentlemen, that we didn't even talk about on the main podcast. But I don't even remember seeing Shinsuke Nakamura or Dolph Ziggler on SmackDown this week, and I could be wrong. But that was just supposed to be a go-home. Yeah, it was just. You would think that that's one of the. He's the main guy you've been advertising for this show. You think you would have him on the go-home show.
He's on the poster,
Yeah, he is the fucking poster.
But but SmackDown has been the land of opportunity. I'm kind of excited for Breezango. I know. A part of me knows that they're not going to win the championship, but also another part of me says, why not? You know what I mean? Like, let's shake things up a little bit, because I feel so bad for Tyler Breeze and Fandango, to where Fandango had a WrestleMania match. Ever since Tyler Breeze came in, they kind of just shit on him. I mean, he had such a great gimmick. He was like that Zoolander, that model. And now they're like fashion police, where it sounds stupid, but they've kind of been taking that ball and running with it a little bit, some funny vignettes and stuff. But man, I'll tell you what, I would definitely pop for them to win that championships this weekend. I don't care if they hold it for a day, a week, or a month, or a year.
I would be happy for them. And
I just want to see something happen different like that. You know what I mean? If anything changes this weekend, I'd be happy with that.
I mean, in terms of Breezango, I'd be happy for him too. And like you said, they've done such a great job the last few weeks with these vignettes. But my God, the Usos in that promo when Breezango had just defeated the Colognes. Holy God, these guys are on top of the world.
I definitely love the Usos as heels, for sure.
Loving this. Sami Zayn and Baron Corbin. Yeah, we saw this from Sami Zayn on Raw. Sami Zayn versus, the poor Braun Strowman. I think this is just going to be another beatdown for him.
I know, it's like just when you thought he would probably oh great, he's going to SmackDown, he's going to be main eventing now. He's just, I don't know what they're really doing with him. I don't think he even knows they even know what to do with him, and it's like he's kind of be turning into like that friendly push around guy, kind of a guy, and I don't know, something just needs to break for him to where they need to. He's a fucking amazing wrestler, and they really need to showcase that better and not just put people over with him. So,
do you know what's crazy? What you would think we would talk about, neither of us even brought up Kevin Owens versus AJ Styles.
The new face of America.
And that's probably going to... Let me ask you a question, in all honesty. And I noticed this from Kevin Owens when they first teamed him with Jericho. He looks very bored right now, like he hates this. Is it just me?
It's like, yes, I'll do whatever I can to put this over and whatever, but it's like the man went from the longest reigning Universal Champion. He was IC Champion, Universal Champion, now a United States Champion, and it's just like he's more main eventer than he is mid-card, and I feel like I'm just confused about the mid-card title scene, because especially right now you're having mid-card, the United States Championship, Kevin Owens versus AJ Styles, two main eventers. This United States Championship match should be on Sami Zayn and Baron Corbin, or Luke Harper and Eric Rowan, somewhere else down the line. These guys don't need this championship. I know you want to build and keep that name big, but still, I feel bad for him. You know, like.
And on the flip side, you have Randy Orton versus a guy who was doing jobs week in and week out on fucking Raw prior moving over to SmackDown. You gotta be kidding me. And again, now we're shitting on it, but for weeks and weeks we've been praising how it's nice to see something different. And you know what, Credo? Maybe we just want to bitch just to bitch. And watch, we're going to be saying how great this network special was and how great of a weekend it was to spend 3 nights in a row.
It's your network. That's right. I guess just another weekend so that they can sign up more subscribers to make it to the next pay-per-view to where you have to buy the network. But I don't know. Everybody out there, once again, check us out, anotherwrestlingpodcast.com. We're everywhere. We're on Podbean, Stitcher, iTunes, Player FM, TuneIn. Just head on to anotherwrestlingpodcast.com. You'll find all those links. Follow us, subscribe to us, like us. Cooterman, I mean, what else could we say about this weekend?
I ain't watching none of this shit. I just had to spend how much time talking about it? That's about as much time. There's a lot going on for me on Sundays right now, Credo. I can't be watching Backlash.
Well, there you go. Guys, gals, children of all ages, we'll see you next week.
We got Minority Mike here. I'm sitting here with, what's your name, buddy?
My name's Jeff.
Jeff, where you from?
I'm from New Jersey.
Jeff, you been drinking tonight?
Absolutely.
That's what's up. Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
We got WWE Backlash this Sunday. Who are you picking to win the title, Randy Orton or Jinder Mahal?
Yo, honestly, I don't have a favorite, bro. I do not have a favorite.
You don't know either guy, do you?
Either guy, bro.
Neither guy. That's all right, because you're in Cancun and you're partying.
Yo, that's right, dude.
Yeah.
That is absolutely 100% right.
That's the right question, because I don't think anybody cares about that match.